Hello guys, it's Keith here again on my evening walk. Um, Getting out every day, trying to keep myself in good shape. And they said a little bit of walking is good. Every day, half an hour, depending on you and how far you could go. But this is what I decided to do from here on in, to keep walking and keep moving, because movements is very healthy for you. Can't just sit down, work a long day, and then sit down and don't take any exercise, don't do any exercise, don't walk. You have to do that. So today on my walk, yesterday I walked and I talked with my ward. It's a teenager that I am the guardian for. I had to talk to him a lot of times to keep his head straight, because teenagers are. But today I'm going to talk about myself and the things I did when I was growing up, when I was young, to make myself get out of financial burden. And I hope that somebody who is listening, if you're in your young age, say from 20, I started working when I was 20, and moved myself up into the company by studying and doing certification in IT stuff, and trying to make myself employable and make money. So when you're young, there's some financial decision that you have to make. Because here, that next month I'll be 65. Of course, I'm at retirement age. I'll be 65. I can't depend on Social Security alone. So, of course, I have to have income coming, cash flow. So, all of this planning was done when I was young. I had my head screwed on properly. I listened to my father. Look, may his soul rest in peace. What he told me, that I have to plan for my future from a young age, and I did. So when I was working, what I did was, from the inception of getting into the company, they have 401k at that point. 401k. I had a group of guys that I used to work with, that when they were sitting down talking about the future, and I said, you know what, the company is offering 401k and they're matching it, so let's get involved with it. Lo and behold, they told me no, they need all their money to go home on a Friday. They have to get their complete check. They're not letting nothing come out of it, and these things are going to die out, and it's gonna crash and all that mumbo jumbo. But I didn't listen. I went ahead and I said, you know what, I'm gonna take advantage of the 401k. I'm going to make sure that whatever they're matching, I'm gonna get it, and whatever the percentage is, I'm going to try to max it out. At that time, I'm single. I didn't have any children yet, wife. So I said, let's get started. So I got started. Even into when I got married, I didn't stop. I kept going. Didn't pay any attention to it because I was scared of seeing what the numbers are. So I just let it roll and roll and roll. The market goes up, it comes down. I didn't really care. So, of course, the years go by, I'm now not in my 20s no more. I'm way up in my 30s and 40s. I'm still doing it, still on the job. As a matter of fact, I work for the one company, from I was 20, in different capacity, of course. When you started out, you started very low. I think I was making $3 and something per hour, working in a factory. I wasn't the lazy person, so they made me a supervisor of the line, of the assembly line, and I became a supervisor. A lot of people were working there. They were all Spanish, from DR to Puerto Rico, all these other Spanish countries. So I was forced to actually learn Spanish. And in that company, I actually married my wife then. That was it, from the DR. And that's how I actually learned more Spanish. But fast forward, I stuck with the 401k. My friend who didn't want to do the 401k, he worked all his life with us the same way, spent how many years in the company, and still didn't do it. And one day I told him what my 401k looked like, and he was floored, like, oh my goodness, I should have done it. And I know, shoulda, woulda, coulda, woulda, but that's what you have to do. You can't be scared. Scared money don't make no money. So I was on the job, and I kept getting promoted, from line supervisor to purchasing assistant in the office. They moved me to the office because I was very smart with accounting, type skills, inventory control, all that stuff. Of course, I started out studying accounting from high school, and I was knowledgeable with that. Then they moved me into the office, and I started assisting the purchasing manager, and became the inventory control person. And then, fast forward, when he left, they promoted me into his job, and I took over as a purchasing manager for the whole company. So, I moved up, and fast forward, still doing my 401k. Back then in the late 80s, early 90s, they had no computer system. They had like PCs, floppy disk type stuff. Yeah. So I took over, and at the same time I was going to school, learning about computers and all that stuff. So then I took over and asked them if they wanted me to do like a mini network for them. So I set up the network, their first network ever. Hey, how you doing? First network ever in the company. I did that because based on my knowledge of going out and getting certified, and of course, the company was so good to me. When they found out that I was so knowledgeable, they started paying for my training so I could get even better. So I set up the first network in that company, and up until the day I left, I was the IT director. So it's just a long story short, just giving you the snippet of what how I moved up. But still, as my salary moved, my 401k gets better, and so I set up myself because I was thinking of the day when I won't be able to work anymore, and what I would do if I don't have a financial flow. And trust me, when you reach certain age in your life, you don't want to be working no 9 to 5 or no 40 hours a week stuff. It's just not good on health wise, and meant for your mental state. It's just ridiculous. So that's what I did. I made sure that I have my 401k set up. So of course companies flip a number of times. You know, these companies, they back in the days, they would, I remember when it was only $30 million, when, in the early stage in the 1995, 96 there. And, you know, when I set up the network and start automating things and helping the company grow, with automating processes like order entry and stuff like that, I changed that into something called EDI, which is electronic data interchange. So they now could get the big orders that used to take a whole week for the for the entry clerk to put in, now becomes seconds. Orders just go up in the system seconds because I set up that EDI stuff. Still doing my 401k, not stopping, and I'm there for many years until they flip the company so many times. Until in 2017, the last flip, I think I was 55, 56, somewhere there. Then the company, sold it to, they sold the company for $1 billion. And of course, when other corporations buy out the company, they have their own, organization. They have their own management system and everything. So I worked there for a while, of course, training the people that are going to take my job. And of course, they told me they didn't need me anymore in 2017. New management, new styles, new whatever. So I left. And when I left, I was happy because they took very good care of me, and I was really happy because now I have in my mind the things that I wanted to do, and I knew that I had prepared for such moment. I'm just glad that it didn't come too earlier. It came later, and my 401k was sitting very well. So I'm happy for that. And now I started to thinking, how can I use my 401k now to make more money on top of what it's doing? So I just, when the market started going crazy, I said, you know what? Let me take my 401k out and put it into a self-directed IRA. Listen, guys, I was a blessing. I know self-directed IRA, it sits there, you don't make no money on it, but you can invest, use that money to invest in anything you want to invest in. You are self-directing your IRA. And that's what I did. I self-directed my IRA, and I went into real estate. So I used the 401k to buy real estate and fix it up and rent it out. So my 401k, which is now in an IRA, self-directed, is generating income, cash flow. Because first of all, the wise things for you to do is not to buy a house on credit and pay mortgage. You make sure that the house is bought outright cash, and so everything that you get from the rent is cash flow, and it's gonna go right back into your 401k tax-free. Listen to me, tax-free until you take distribution, right? This is the best thing ever. So every month the rent goes in, anything that I have to pay, the IRA pays the expenses, and I don't have to worry about any accounting, nothing. And just keep going, and it just keeps growing. Now the good part of it is that the rent is going in, the account is getting bigger, the value of the house is going up, the asset is appreciating, and how can you lose? It's a win-win situation. So if I ever decide to go ahead and sell that property now for what I bought it for, I already double what I bought it for, double and then some. So this is a wise way. You have to plan for your future. I'm just giving this. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just letting anyone out there listening, if you're in your 20s or whatever, start making plans for your future years, and even if you're about my age at this time and it's still not too late. You got a couple more years to work. If you feel strong and vibrant and want to do it, just go ahead and make sure you stockpile something in stock. First of all, I don't even save money in any bank account. I only put enough to pay my bills, pay the mortgage, pay the light bill, phone bill, and buy some food. Anything left over is going into stock. Okay, so now today I even use ChatGPT to kind of to advise me to tell me what's the best stock to buy and why, and read up on what they do and who they're servicing, like governmental stuff, security, airport security stuff, AI stuff that the airport use, and security. You buy those stocks because they just gonna go in places. Yeah. Sorry to say, but Tesla stock, I still buy it. I don't care what Elon Musk is carrying on with. I'm buying his stock because if it's growing, I want to grow with it too. Make some money. It's all about making money. I don't eat pig belly, but if its stock is doing good, you buy it. Don't waste no time. It's an important thing. You want to grow your portfolio in such a way that the money that you work so hard for now works for you, right? How can you go wrong? And you don't want to be worrying about money at a certain age. You want to just live your life and enjoy life, enjoy money, enjoy what's going on. So right now I am still not where I want to be, because every time I get to where I want to be, then I have to make another goal to set, because it's a growing process, right? You see people get rich, but they're never satisfied. They keep going because of the truth, you have other people that you want to help, and you have other things that you want to do, and the only way to do that is have cash, money, that you can help your family, your friends who are in need, or other people that are suffering. You get in to become give to charity, do things like that. Those are the dreams and stuff that you have to develop. Those dreams, it has to be bigger than you, and once you have that mindset and you're thinking forward, life will be great. So as long as you have health, which thank God I do have right now, before next month I'll be 65 and I feel great. I walk and exercise, and stay healthy. So it's important to plan your future. Don't procrastinate, and don't listen to any negative. No one tell you don't do it because this and that's gonna happen. I wish I had a lot of sense when Amazon was at $8 or something or whatever it was, or even Microsoft, which I had a lot of sense. Back then I didn't have any money, so but Amazon, I knew that I had an opportunity there, and I didn't look at that. So I look at stocks that are selling now for $2-3, $5, and I buy it and I read up what they're doing, and they're gonna be around for a long time. So you buy the stock, and for example, I went online and I was looking up. I asked ChatGPT what are some of the stocks that are that has potential for growth for the in the near future. One of them was, I think it was BBI, something like that, BBAI or something like that. And I went and bought it for, it was somewhere around $4 or $5, and it was just like 3 or 4 weeks ago that I bought it, and I was looking at it today, and it's up at 8. So you tell me if that's not growth, I don't know what it is. And I plan to just triple and double up, triple up, and just keep buying more of it, because the more stocks you have, the more you start looking good. So don't be scared, because scared money don't make any money. You have to be serious about things, and you have to think about what you want. You know, if you want to continue working all the way till you drop, it's fine, that's your decision, but I'm telling you, that's not one way to live. And I can get up now and go over wherever I want to go, you know, when I want to go, and I don't have to worry, because I don't have a job. I don't have a job. I don't have to, I still do some consulting, mind you, because it's the same company that actually let me go. One of the division of it needed me to still take care of some of their EDI stuff, initiatives, like, Walmart Walmart, AutoZone, all these companies still buy from them, so I have to help them do that automation connection. So I'm still doing some work, but guess what, on my own time, when I feel like doing it. They send it to me, and when I'm ready. If it's an urgency, I got the whole night to do it. I can sit on my computer, hook to their system, and do it. Okay, and I make some good money doing it, because I'm a consultant. They don't set my rate, I set it. And make a contract and set it. So you have to prepare yourself educationally and financially. You got to do it. There's too much opportunity in this US of A that I don't see why how some people can not make it here. This is a country that is, in spite of what's going on and in spite of the craziness, you can make it here if you really want to. There's so much opportunities. So when you get into these opportunities, bear in mind that you should plan financially for your future, for your kids, your family, because it's the only way to go. You don't want to be huffing and puffing when you get older, trying to make a living. You got cash flow, you got your money working for you, and that's the way it goes. But I'm grateful for a friend of mine that, he was actually my boss, a Jewish guy out in New York. He was very, very good to me. He was always looking out for me educationally, giving me advice to grow, and I took it, and I appreciate that from him. And today I can say it was because of him and his motivational speech to me, and the example that he came when he came from Israel, what he did, and I saw what he did, and I said, oh, if he was willing to open up and tell me how to go about doing things and how to get paid more money, I appreciated it, and I took his advice. So I appreciate you, David, for what you did. And today I can say, because of you, who motivated me and pushed me. You know, so when you left, I was able to take your position, and I was able to do what I have to do. So thank you. So guys, anyone listening to my voice today, I hope my advice is a good one as far as financially, you know, taking care of your financial future and the things that you can do. This is what I did. Might not work for you, but that's what I did. Okay? And today I still have my real estate. Of course, I sold a couple of them. I had sold about 4 property, you know, and I have them, and then I just kept, you know, a few that's still generating income. But guess what? I only take those money when I need them. If I run into a bind, I go and do a distribution. Then I just pay the tax on that, and you know, it keeps going. So, yep. And I can at any point start getting my social security check, however small it might be. I think it said if I take it now, I will get like 3,000 and change, which is good. Some, you know, how many people would love to use an extra 3,000 a month, right? So, only thing I have to be careful of is, you know, which I don't care. I'd rather make money than worry about social security and what they will charge if I make extra money. So I always go way over on a monthly basis. So I'd rather do that than pay some taxes. Some people are scared of paying a lot of taxes. And I ask the question all the time, would you rather pay $1 million in tax or 25,000 in taxes? I'd rather pay $1 million in taxes. You know why? Because if I'm paying $1 million in taxes, guess what I'm making? So that's the important thing. Scared money don't make money. All right, so guys, I'm doing my walking. I'm gonna speed it up. I just wanted to kind of make my little walk interesting by sharing my story of how I got to where I am today, what I did financially, the decisions I made. So please like and share this video. Hope it encouraged somebody to take action on their financial journey and make their life easier when they get older. Because just trust me, it's when you're older that you need it most. Okay? If I had used my head wiser, I could have. But because when you're young, you want to have the nicest cars and all that stuff. I wouldn't have gone out and buy 2 expensive cars at the same time. I was paying over 27, almost 55,000 and change a month to maintain those, to pay for those. I'm finished paying for them. I still have the cars, but when I was done, it was over 150,000 K. What could I have done with that 150,000 K? I could have bought another house or 2. Yes, because those houses that I was buying and flipping, they were like 75K. And you know, so trust me, some decisions can be stupid, but I was okay, you know. But I would never do it again, and I don't advise anybody to take them hard-earned money and go buy real expensive cars while you're young. Buy something that can get you from A to B. You know, when you get older and you don't care no more, life is shorter, you can buy those expensive cars that you need and enjoy yourself. Okay? Delayed gratification, they call it. So, words to the wise: do what you have to do to make yourself comfortable in your later days. Okay? Have a wonderful evening, and like and subscribe to this video. Thank you so much. Keith Rose. checking out.